My dear sisters and brothers, when we want to do good and someone opposes us, what do we feel? Immediately angry, and we get all kinds of thoughts to, our reactions. We all react. And so we see in the first reading how Job is reacting to what has happened to him. Everything is gone. Would someone in his place not feel what he felt that we hear today? Why was I ever born? Why did God allow all these things? So we do feel that way, angry about how things happen, and we react. So when we react, what happens to us? We are totally thinking bad, always negative thinking. So when such things happen, you must remember who is in charge. We saw day before yesterday how the devil, or yesterday it was, the devil is telling the Lord, you see, you have given him everything. That's why he is happy. Let me take away those things that you have given him and see if he is still faithful to you. So the evil one always tries us. When everything is all right, remember that the evil one is waiting, prowling to catch hold of us and bring us away from the Lord, bring us away from that peace. Now, very often our peace lies in all the things that we have. No, our peace has to be in the Lord. When we are in Him, then all these other storms will come and we will be able to face them. Just as we saw Him sleeping in the stern of the boat, very cool and calm. That is what we need to learn from this episode that we have heard today. And so, my dear sisters and brothers, Jesus has set His face into Jerusalem, because there God the Father will prove to the world His love for humankind, who do not act the way He wants us, but we react the way human beings do. Today we have with us the saint whom most of us have heard of, Vincent de Paul. Now, Vincent de Paul was born in 1581, long back. Now, at 19, very young, he was ordained a priest. And when he was working in France, he was captured by the Moors, that means Muslims, and taken to Algiers. And there he was in prison. Now, he was able to convert his master because they sold him there. And both of them escaped and came back to France. When he came back to France, he did something extraordinary. He knew how people feel when they are in prison. So he was made an almoner, that means he would go and talk to them, educate them. So he started a congregation of missionaries, of priests who would do such work. So they went about doing all these things, plus looking after the orphans, those who are abandoned, and he made many of these things, along with another lady who also became a sister. Her name is Marillac, and she started this order called the Daughters of Charity. They did a lot of work for the children, for the orphans, and so forth. But we know how Vincent de Paul was very famous in the whole of France, and many others also were drawn to him, like Jane de Chantal, and also the others who began work on his kind of work along the same lines. My dear sisters and brothers, let us thank God that He calls us, He gives us the grace so that we can continue to do works not by ourselves, but by the Spirit of the Lord who animates us to do good and not to do evil. When people are confronted with bad days, they need also help from others. And God is the one who takes the initiative, and He calls us to be His presence to others. Let us hold our hands, close our eyes, and be present to the Lord, who in us and through us wants to reach out to others in doing good to them when they have experienced bad happening in their life.